I haven't gotten a lot of new things this past week, so I thought instead of doing the haul video, I would go ahead and do a current beauty favorites video, because I think it's been a while since I've done one of those, and just kind of mention some of the products that I've been loving recently. And I'll start off with two skincare products, and they're both by Drunk Elephant, and I have been using these all summer. It's the Drunk Elephant Umbra Tint Physical Daily Defense SPF 30 sunscreen. This is the tinted version. This is my second bottle of this guy, and the other product is the DeBronzi Anti-Pollution Sunshine Serum, and I like to use about a quarter size blob of the sunscreen mixed in with one pump of this guy. And the DeBronzi gives a little bit more bronzy color to the tint, but it also adds a little bit more moisturization to the sunscreen, which I really like for my drier skin type. Drunk Elephant did send me this actual bottle of the DeBronzi, but mine is almost done, so I did go ahead and purchase another one. It's sitting in my backup drawer. So I've been wearing this combination all summer, and I am outside quite a bit in the summertime, and I have not burned at all, and I have really fair skin that burns very easily. So the SPF 30 has been doing it for me. I do wear an SPF foundation as well over the top of this, so I'm sure that helps a bit as well. But I really love these two products from Drunk Elephant. This next product is the foundation that I've been wearing relatively frequently. It's by Pure Cosmetics, and it's the 4-in-1 Pressed Mineral Makeup SPF 15, and I have two shades. I've got the shade Porcelain, which is the lightest, and then I think it's two shades down, Blush Medium. Both of these have a cooler undertone. Blush Medium definitely has a cooler undertone. That middle light shade was a little bit too yellowy for my skin, so I like to mix these two. I use the Porcelain with a tiny bit of Blush Medium kind of around the lighter points of my face, and then I use Blush Medium around the mostly outer perimeter. I get a full coverage out of this foundation. I don't buff it into the skin when I initially apply it. I kind of press it into the skin. That's kind of how I get the full coverage. After I kind of get that full coverage all over my face and finish up with the color products on my face, then I do go over it and do a nice buffing all over of something like the Guerlain Meteorites. This here foundation, for me, I think it gives a really pretty finish to the skin. I like that SPF. It has really good coverage. But one thing to watch out for is it isn't extremely long wearing, in the sense that if you're sweating a lot or in a really humid climate, or if you wipe your face from sweat or something, it will come off. So it's not a super long wearing product in that sense. But for me, I'm pretty careful about, you know, touching and rubbing my face and stuff like that. So I do get a decent 8 hours of wear out of it. I kind of powder some shiny spots maybe through the T-zone throughout the day, but any longer than 8 hours, it's definitely going to require some touching up. This one is the Porcelain, and then this one over here is Blush Medium. And like I said, I like to mix the two shades together. So these are the two shades. Again, this is what's on my face today. I don't know if those swatches will be helpful for you guys or not, but... And then since my hair is quite a bit lighter, I did purchase maybe a month ago the blonde shade of the Anastasia Beverly Hills Eyebrow Powder Duo. And this is the powder that I've been using pretty consistently through my brows. It does have a split pan, if you can see it there, but this color works really great with the lighter tones of my hair. And then in combination with that, I've used this next product with the Dior and then also the taupe shade of Anastasia Beverly Hills. And the product itself is just something that I really like. Milk Makeup did send me over these, they're the Milk Makeup Cush Fiber Brow Gels. They sent me over the set with the shades, and the one that I get along with the best is the shade Haze. It's the lightest one. There is a clear version as well, but with the lighter hair, again, Haze has been the shade for me. I love this stuff. I feel like it holds my brows nicely. It distributes a nice amount of color through them, but they don't feel like hard or crunchy, and the formula doesn't break my eyebrows out. And for some reason lately, I've been feeling like my eyebrow hairs are a little bit longer. I don't know if it's because of this or not, or maybe it's just in my head. But I really like this. I've actually got another one of these in my Sephora bucket because they have like this appreciation day sale going on. So I'm going to go ahead and get another one of these because I really like it. Here's the shade. And again, I've got that through my brows today. Next up, I've got the Tarte Shape Tape Eye Primer. This has been my favorite eyeshadow primer. I've been using it consistently every day for quite a while now. At first, I wasn't sure that continuous use was going to dry out my eyes or not, but this almost has a bit of hydration to it. It's not like an Urban Decay primer potion or something like that that can almost, if you have a drier lid type, it kind of it's like when it dries or you put shadow on it, it kind of constricts and almost makes the fine lines in my lids at least look a little bit more prominent. prominent. This has a bit of hydration, I feel, to it. Now, shadows blend really nicely over it. I've used up like a ton of it. I'm tempted to put one of these guys in my Sephora bucket as well and get another one because I've used over half of it. There's 0.1 ounce of product in the stick. It has a slight fleshy, well, it does, not a slight, it has a fleshy tone to it with a little bit of coverage. And I just take and pat it from the lash line to up underneath the brow, and it doesn't dry my lids out. It's been working really, really well for me this summer. Then next I have two concealers. One I know is a little soon, but I love it. I absolutely love this Chanel. It's the Le Correcteur de Chanel Rose Corrector. It's the perfect shade of concealer for my skin tone. I have a very strong pink undertone, and this matches the skin color underneath my eyes like perfectly. It blends out nice. The formula is super, super thin, and it covers. This is a beautiful, beautiful concealer formula. I did purchase a flesh tone shade in number 10 beige as well, and this looks really, the formula of these is the same, but this is a little bit more of a fleshy tone. This one brightens a little bit more for me. I've used this by itself. I've used this one by itself, and I've mixed them, and it's just a really, really great formula for how well it covers and how thin it is. It looks really excellent underneath the eyes. I had the Chanel on in my last video, but today I've got the Sephora Make No Mistake High Coverage Concealer because I purchased the number 1 shade. Fleur de Sel is what it's called, and I hadn't used it yet, so I wanted to go ahead and give this a try today. And when I used this one, originally when I used the Poppy shade, I really liked the formula. I thought it was really nice. And I do think it looks decent, but using it after I've been using like this Chanel all week, or the last, well, since I got back from down south, 3 weeks has it been? Jeez. Since using this one and then going back to this one, the Chanel is so much better. Another concealer that I really love and have been using a ton for the last couple months, and I still like to use this one. It's got a little bit more coverage than the Chanel, but the formula is still really beautiful. This is the Milk Makeup Flex Concealer, and the shade that I have is Fair, and I have used up almost the whole thing. I will say that the tubes of these, I got this in PR from Milk a while back, and quite a few of the tubes that were sent over, the stopper came out, so it comes out like a big mess. In the interim, they did send me over one of their loose powder. They sent over this really pretty PR set with some of their new loose powders and then some more of these concealers. Unfortunately, those concealer shades they sent across are too deep, but I did open them, and the stoppers seem to be staying a lot better than these ones, so I think that they fixed the problem. I'm hoping that they did, but I'm kind of going off here. What I'm really excited about, I like this Fair shade. What I typically would do would mix this with the Estee Lauder Double Wear Corrector in pink. I'll probably mix it with the Chanel. Now, I really like the Estee Lauder one too, but this one here is just a little bit deeper than something that I would like, and they've recently released new shades, so I'm going to get the lightest shade, which is a new shade. It's in my bucket right now in Sephora. It covers really well. I feel like it almost has a little bit of hydration to it, but it doesn't crease on me or make my mascara smudge or anything. I think the formula is really nice. 0.2 ounces of product in there. So this is the shade Fair. And once I set it, I do feel like it could be a little bit brighter for me. Look at how well that covers though, you guys. It blends out really beautiful too. It just looks really pretty on the skin. So I'm super excited to get the newest lighter shade than this one. Then recently I've really been into a little bit more of a nude lip. I still love my peachy pinks and stuff like that, but I've kind of gravitated towards Charlotte Tilbury's lip cheat in Iconic Nude. It just looks really, really pretty. Maybe it's something to do with like the hair color or something, but I've been using this combination quite a bit. I've been using the Iconic Nude lip liner a lot, but more recently I've been pairing it with the Charlotte Tilbury lipstick in Kim KW. Her lipstick formula is amazing. It's one of my favorites. It's very similar to Tom Ford, and it has a nice vanilla scent to it. None of the Charlotte Tilbury lipsticks that I have turned to that kind of rancid smell that some of the Tom Ford ones have. So I actually prefer Charlotte Tilbury lipsticks to Tom Ford ones because the formula again is very similar, but these seem to have a better shelf life and they're cheaper. So this is the lipstick in Kim KW, which I have on. It's like a beigey pink with a really pretty glossy sheen to it. I really, really like that. And then I paired it today with the Iconic Nude Lip Cheat, which Charlotte Tilbury's lip cheats lip liners are some of my all-time favorite. So I lightly put the lip liner on and then I meshed the lipstick over the top, and that's what I have on my lips today. And I've been wearing these two products a ton. The lip liner I've paired with several other lipsticks, and I just really have been enjoying the color lately. These next lip products are relatively new, but I really like them. They're the new Pat McGrath lip balms, and I have the clear version and two of her tinted sparkly ones, which I'll go ahead and swatch them for you guys. But these provide really nice hydration to the lips. They're something that are really easy to throw on, like if you line your lips and kind of fade it inwards, or put a lip liner all over your lips and go over it with these. I feel like they make the lips look luscious and like hydrated. So I really like these, and the packaging, you guys, the packaging is super pretty. Pat McGrath's packaging and products in general are just like to die for. And these have a lovely vanilla scent as well. So this one here is Nude Astral, which actually I always feel like it should be called Pink Astral because it's got a stronger pink shift to it. And then the other one that I have, and there's a bronze shade too, which I don't, but this one is the Gold Astral. And I kind of feel like this one should be called Nude Astral, but it's got kind of a nude aspect. They're just really easy to use. They look pretty by themselves. They look pretty with a lip liner. They're just something easy and pretty to throw on the lips. This next product is a bronzer from Too Faced, and it's their Chocolate Gold Soleil Gilded Bronzer made with 100% natural cocoa powder and real gold. So this is what the packaging looks like. This came out with their Chocolate Bar Gold palette type collection. I think, and I'm hoping that this is part of the permanent collection. I'm pretty sure it's still available to purchase. But this is how much I love this. I have been wearing this a ton since I purchased it. I feel like the bronze effect that it gives the skin, it's not too warm, it's not too cool. It's a very true bronzy bronze color, and it has an ever so slight sheen to it, but it buffs out nicely. And every time that I open up the compact, I do get a whiff of cocoa, which I do like. So that's how much of that guy that I've used. Really like this bronzer. I probably will be purchasing a backup of it soon because I really like it. So that is the Too Faced Chocolate Gold Soleil bronzing powder. And then, at the extreme risk of sounding like a broken record, I'm mentioning it again. This is the Benefit California blush. This is what I've been wearing all summer long. It's got the prettiest coral peachiness to it. It's a gelée texture, so it looks really beautiful on the skin with an ever so slight sheen. I do have this on my cheeks today, but it's my most used blush in the past couple months. I just continually look for it. If I put it away in my blush drawer so that I kind of have to look for another blush, no, I gotta find this one because this is the one that I want to wear. So I'm going to bring it up again. And there is a mini version of this, which I also have, and that formula of the mini is not the same as the large one. The mini is more of a traditional powder style blush, where this is the baked gelée with this really beautiful sheen to it. So they're not the same. I recommend purchasing the larger one. The smaller color of that one is nice, but it's not this one. So let me give you a swatch of it. I know I bring it up a lot, but it is one of my most worn blushes in these past couple months, and always actually. It's just really, really beautiful. So that's Benefit California. Then getting into some highlighters, and I still love the Anastasia Beverly Hills Amrezi highlighter. I still use that pretty consistently as well. But more recently, I had gotten this Ofra highlighter in Star Island, and they've recently repackaged their brand, or kind of rebranded themselves. I think that's the right terminology. But this one here is got it's a very white, light gold color. I've got this on the top of my cheekbones and the highlight parts of my face today. And the formula of this one is more of a powder style formula with a very strong frosty finish to it. Buffed into the skin, it looks really, really pretty. For me, it doesn't accentuate texture or anything like that, but it gives a super high shine. And I've seen that they recently came out with some new shades with Nikki Tutorials. I'm fixing to get my hands on those. But in the interim, this is the one that I've been wearing quite a bit since I purchased it about a month ago, I think. Formula is really pretty, but see, it's not a white, it's got an ever so slight gold sheen to it. Very, very pretty. So that is Ofra's Star Island highlighter. It's just gorgeous. And then I've also been getting a ton of use out of the Anastasia Beverly Hills Glow Kit in Dream. This is her most recent glow kit that she's launched, but these buffed into the skin again really give a pretty sheen. When I first got this, I wasn't sure if some of the shades were gonna like be too dark for like the top of my cheekbones, but every single shade in here I can wear. They just have a slight shift in color on the skin, but they're very, very shiny. So I'll swatch these top three. So those are the top ones, and then here are the bottom ones. I use every single shade in here, and I like every single shade, which sometimes there's always like, you know, 1 or 2 or sometimes 3 shades in a palette that you're just like, no, not this one. Every color I love. This is the Ofra one up here. So you can kind of see the sheen different. This one is a little bit more finely milled than the Anastasia. And then lastly, I have got an eyeshadow palette, and this is from Dominique Cosmetics, and it's the Lemonade eyeshadow palette. You can see that I've got 2 of them here. So when I originally hauled this, I fell in love with it like head over heels. I'd used it like 2 or 3 times when I first got it. When I swatched it in that video, and then when I continued to use it afterwards, a few of the shades, which when I show these side by side, you'll be able to see, the shimmer shades had created hard pan, really thick hard pan over the top where I really had to dig my brush in there to pick up the product. I was able to do that and still get really pretty looks out of it, but it was creating hard pan on 3 of those shades pretty strongly. In the interim, Dominique Cosmetics had said that there was an issue with their first releases of this palette, which it did sell out online. And like, talk about customer service. They realized there was an issue and they didn't even hesitate, but as far as I know, they sent to everybody who ordered from that initial first launch batch, they sent them a new eyeshadow palette. So I've got 2 of them here, and I'm going to show you guys them side by side so you can see the ones that did form hard pan. I don't even need to label the new with the old because I can tell just by the way the shadows look which one is new and which one is old. So I'm going to show them to you guys, and hopefully you can see the hard pan. So the top one is the new one, and the bottom one is the old one. So this shade, and this shade were the worst ones for forming that glaze. I did dig into the green one a little bit as well to get it, but there's a slight bit of hard pan forming on there. The purple did okay for me. The mattes in both of these palettes are great. I do think that the mattes in the newer one, which is on top, are a little more loosely pressed. So when I put my brush in the ones on top, I do get a little bit more kickback than the ones on the bottom. However, both palettes, the mattes in both, I really enjoy using both of them. They work out great for me. Great pigmentation, great blendability. The ones up here, the shimmer shades, I don't have like any problem picking them up on a brush. I haven't seen any hard pan being formed. I've used this replacement palette a ton with no issues. I really, really like the Dominique Cosmetics eyeshadow formula. Her mattes are amazing, and not only that, but the way that she coordinates her palettes together in terms of shades, both light and dark, shimmer and matte, I think is really, really good. Her latte palette is also one of my favorites. I look forward to her next launches because that's how much I enjoy her eyeshadow formula. I have got this palette on my eyes today. I have got the newer one on. Again, I notice a slight difference in the mattes. I feel like these ones are pressed a little bit more loosely, and the shimmers in the new one do pick up better on a brush, and I don't have any hard pan forming on them. Of this guy. I know I swatched it in a haul, but I'll go ahead and swatch it again. The shimmer formula is a little thicker of a formula as opposed to like it's almost like a slight, it feels slightly creamy as opposed to like a true powder shimmer, but they just work really well for me. And the palette's coordinated really well. And then these last 3 shades. This is it's such a fun summer palette, which I know I'm probably going to be using all winter too. So those are my current most used favorite beauty products. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video and found it helpful. Thank you for watching. Do not forget to wear sunscreen, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.